Good day, everyone. Welcome to Readings in Philippine History. We're tackling about Week 7, Treaty of Peace, US and Spain, or the Treaty of Paris, and Alfred McCoy caricatures. The Treaty of Peace between the United States and Spain was signed in Paris on December 10, 1898, officially ending the Spanish-American War. The treaty not only signaled the downfall of the Spanish Empire in the Americas and the Pacific, but also established the United States as a rising imperial power. Through this agreement, Spain ceded several of its territories, including Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, to the United States while relinquishing control over Cuba. The negotiation took place in Paris, with five representatives from each country leading the discussions. The United States delegation included William R. Day, Cushman K. Davis, William P. Fry, George Gray, and Whitelaw Reid, while Spain was represented by Don Iguino Montero Rios, Don Buenaventura de Abarzuza, Don Jose de Garnica, Don Wenceslao Ramirez de Villa Urrutia, and Don Rafael Serrero. In Article 1, Spain relinquished all claims of sovereignty over Cuba. Upon Spain's evacuation of the island, the United States would temporarily occupy it, assuming responsibility for maintaining order and protecting life and property under international law. In Article 2, Spain ceded Puerto Rico and other Spanish territories in the West Indies, as well as the island of Guam in the Marianas, or Ladrones, to the United States. These territories would now fall under U.S. rule, making the beginning of American colonial expansion. In Article 3, one of the most controversial aspects of the treaty was the transfer of the Philippines to the United States. Spain officially ceded the Philippine archipelago, defining its geographical boundaries in the treaty. In return, the United States agreed to pay Spain $20 million as compensation for public buildings, infrastructure, and administrative investments Spain had made in the colony. In Article 4, to ease the transition of power, the treaty allowed Spanish ships and merchandise to be admitted into Philippine ports under the same conditions as U.S. ships and goods for the next 10 years. This provision was designed to prevent an immediate economic collapse in Spain following the loss of its territories. In Article 5, the United States agreed to repatriate, at its own cost, Spanish soldiers who had been captured during the fall of Manila. These soldiers would also have their weapons returned. Spain, upon the treaty's ratification, agreed to evacuate the Philippines and Guam under similar conditions to the evacuation of Puerto Rico as outlined in an earlier protocol. Spain returned ownership of its remaining war materials, including small arms, ammunition, and supplies. However, heavy artillery in coastal defenses would remain in place for 6 months, and the US had the option to purchase them. In Article 6, both nations agreed to release all prisoners of war and those imprisoned for political offenses related to the Cuban and Philippine insurrections. Furthermore, the United States promised to negotiate the release of Spanish prisoners still being held by the Filipino and Cuban rebels. Each government will bear the cost of repatriating its citizens. In Article 7, both Spain and the United States agreed to renounce all claims for war indemnities, meaning neither nation would demand reparations. However, the United States took responsibility for settling claims that American citizens had against Spain before the war. The Treaty of Paris marked the end of Spanish colonial rule in the Americas and the Pacific, significantly expanding U.S. territorial holdings, marking the end of the Spanish-American War, establishing the United States as a major world power.